Hey family, welcome back. So I know I come on, I joke, I'm like, Christians drop your rocks and witches drop your wands, but honestly, the point of these videos about showing that there are spirits and things like that, and that you're not as different as you think, is because it really is a spiritual warfare that's coming. The scriptures talk about how in the last days things are going to come upon the earth that men's hearts will faint for fear. So it's like you really need to know, like, and not, be scared. And the only way to not be scared is to have that relationship with your creator and to read your scripture so you can understand what's happening. Therefore, you won't be, you'll know. I'm not saying that you won't be, but you will know, and it won't, and you'll know how you won't be afraid. God didn't give you the spirit of fear. Um, I was looking at Daniel, and look, it was Daniel 10. And this is 13, but I'm going to start at 12. Well, I'll start at 11. And he said unto me, O Daniel, a man greatly beloved, understand the words that I speak unto thee, and stand upright. For unto thee I am sent now. And when he stood, he spoke the word unto me. I stood trembling. Then he said to me, Fear not, Daniel, for the first day that thou didst set thine heart to understand and to chasten thyself before thy God, thy words were heard, and I come for thy words. But the prince of the kingdom of Persia withstood me in 21 days. But lo, Michael, one of the chief princes, came to help me, and I remained there with the kings of Persia. Now I am come to make thee understand what shall befall thy people in the latter days, for yet thy vision is for many days. Okay, so we see that, yeah, David was trembling, when the angel came, but the angel, told him, to fear not. We also see that the angel was held up for 21 days. So it's like and look what he had to do though. It said from the first day where he chasing his, without this set thy heart to understand and chasing thyself before God. Everything starts with God. I only know how to do light work, so if you into the dark arts, it's the wrong channel. But the dark side don't win. What's the difference between good and evil? Evil attacks, good defends. So you just standing from a place, and since Christ already won, you're just maintaining that victory. So that's what it's saying when it's saying to rest. It's like you are fighting, but your warfare is spiritual, and you need the breastplate of righteousness. You need the sword of truth, and most of all, you need to cast out that spirit of fear, because God gave you the spirit of power, of love, and of a sound mind. Here's another scripture. This is in Hebrews 1:4, and it says, they not all ministering spirits sent forth to minister to those who will inherit salvation. And this is of the angels. So I like it in Islam. I don't know too much about Islam, but I know that they call them the jinn. And the jinn is neutral. It can be good or bad. But that's the same thing as angel and demon. And jinn is plural, actually. And the singular is genie. That's where you get genie. And that's why it's like if you make a wish, it got to be, Pacific, because it's the trickster, but not the good. Not the good ones. The bad ones are the tricksters. They're like the Loki. They're the self-serving. And they'll give you what you want, but it's never what you really think. It's like if you ever watched some movie, it was so good. It was back in the day with Al Pacino, and it was called Devil's Advocate. So let's say somebody, okay, I'll give you two examples from the movie. Somebody wished to have it. I'm sorry, they wanted to be rich. Well, then their parent had signed their name on some kind of policy or whatever, and then they died in a plane crash. Somebody else wanted to be beautiful forever and was turned into a mannequin. So it's like, it's what they asked for, but it's not what they asked for. You know, so God says that I'll give you riches without sorrows. You know, anything you need can come from God. So it's just like, make sure that you stay in your prayer. Make sure that you know that there are, you know, evil spirits out there. You can't, you know, put your head in the sand. Or you will be oppressed. And that's the biggest part of me, of why I'm telling you, because it's like, whether you believe or not, it's like depression, anxiety, all. Why? What is this fear about? Oh, it's not enough. The scarcity mentality that they want you in is always enough. God says, I'll provide according to my riches in heaven. So it's always enough. The scarcity mentality is to keep you in check, make you pay higher prices because they told you it's something going on over there, so the prices are high. And instead of blaming them, you know, we're blaming whatever fictitious story they told us. I mean, it could be real, but who knows? Because how can any of us confirm it? So you don't have to worry about that. If it's literally like, if you heard the song in The Wiz, you can't win, you can't break even, you can't get out of the game. And that is the truth. So it's like, why play? You can't win at their game. Like at the casino, the house always wins. And they might give you a little bit to keep you coming back, but guarantee they took more than they gave. So it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Like Ready Player One, go backwards, do the opposite. It don't matter. Let them laugh. You see, everybody keep going. They keep running in the same track. They're not. Are they getting anywhere? Are they happy? Where's that peace of God? Where's that joy of God? Where? You know, it's like, I don't see the joy of the Lord on these people's faces. So it's like, why? You know, because it's like everything is so watered down. And they don't know about the deepness of the power, and life gets so distracting, and that they can't say any word. And look, again, when I say the word, it says, thy words were heard, and I come for thy words. Let the righteous of the Lord say so. So your words are powerful. And that's why it's like, you really don't got to worry about nothing. Even like, words are swords, right? So that's how come it goes back. So it's like, you stay on your path, man. Whatever they're doing, you know, because I know sometimes people don't want to go against the grain because of what they're going to say, but who cares? Every word they say against you, it says, yeah, no weapon formed against you shall prosper, and any tongue that rises in judgment you shall condemn. So how do you do that? You do that with your words, and you do that with your word. It says, God, there is no enchantment on Jacob or spells on Israel. So neither shall it be on me and my house. And any evil, you know, pronunciation against me, on my life, on anything that I love, I send it back in the name of Christ. And you gotta stay on your spiritual warfare. There's no letting up every day. Read your Psalms 91, Psalms 23, whatever. Make sure you pray that over your life and your family life. I'm not saying, just acknowledge that there is spiritual warfare. They're trying to tell you it's not. Oh, they don't. What you mean it doesn't exist? It does. Very much so. No matter what you believe, it does. And people do these things. Like, remember, even King Saul, when he talked to the witch of Angor, and he talked to the prophet. Wasn't this one of the good God's people? Yeah. Let me find it for you. Okay, so this is in 1 Samuel 28. It's the witch of Endor. And this is, I'm going to start at 3. Samuel, that was the prophet of God at the time. He had died, and all of Israel had lamented over him and buried him in Raham, his hometown. In the meantime, Saul had removed the mediums and magicians from the land. The Philistines assembled. They had camped in Shunem. Saul mustered all Israel and camped at Galabar. When Saul saw the camp of Philistines, he was absolutely terrified. So Saul inquired of the Lord, but the Lord did not answer him, not by dreams, nor by Urim, nor by the prophets. So Saul instructed his servants, find me the woman who is a medium, so that I may go to her and inquire of her. His servant replied, there is a woman who is a medium in Endor. So Saul disguised himself and put on other clothing and left. Accompanied by 2 of his men, they came to the woman at night and said, use your ritual pit to conjure up for me the one I tell you. But the woman said unto him, look, you are aware of what Saul has done. He has removed the mediums and magicians from the land. Why are you trapping me? So you can put me to death? But Saul swore an oath to her by the Lord, as surely as the Lord lives, you will not incur guilt in this matter. The woman replied, who is it that I should bring up for you? He said, bring up for me Samuel. When the woman saw Samuel, she cried loudly. The woman said to Saul, why have you deceived me? Who are you? Saul? You are Saul, sorry. The king said to her, don't be afraid, but what have you seen? The woman replied to Saul, I have seen a divine being coming up from the ground. He said to her, what about his appearance? He said, an old man is coming up. He is wrapped in a robe. Then Saul realized it was Samuel, and he bowed down towards the ground and knelt down. Samuel said to Saul, why have you disturbed me, bringing me up? Saul replied, I am terribly troubled. The Philistines are fighting against me, and God has turned away from me. He does not answer me anymore, not by the prophets nor by dreams. So I have called on you to tell me what I should do. Samuel said, why are you asking me? Now the Lord has turned away from you and has become your enemy. The Lord has done exactly as I prophesied. The Lord has torn the kingdom from your hand and given it to your neighbor David. Since you do not obey the Lord and did not carry out his fierce anger against the Amalekites, the Lord has done this thing to you today. The Lord will hand you and Israel over to the Philistines. Tomorrow both you and your sons will be with me. And the Lord will also hand the army of Israel over to the Philistines. So this was Saul talking to Samuel through a medium after he already had passed. So my point is saying that is like, to act like it is not something that exists is ridiculous. I'm not saying to practice it. You do what you want. I'm just saying it exists. And to deny it does not make sense. So if you know that this exists, and even if you want to fight the good fight of faith, you got to know. Just like if you was a football player, right? You know, they study the team that they're going to play. If you don't know your opposition, but you can trust and believe your opposition knows everything about you. So that's really the point of this. It's just like, I just hope everybody just get out of the place of fear. Just get into your faith. Now, if you are a believer of any sort, you're spiritual, you are religion, just make sure that your relationship is with your creator. You know, the people are cool, but the people can't save you. It's only your creator. And your creator wants a relationship with you. It's everybody else who want to stand in the way and say, you gotta go through me, kiss the ring, like, you know. So it's like, listen, you can talk directly. That's what Christ, you know, through prayer, you can talk directly to God. It said, come boldly before the throne. So you don't have to fear anything. Just yeah, so many times it says fear not. Just trust the Lord and be patient. Be patient. Everybody jumps ahead sometimes because of what it looks like, or it's like you really got it. How much do you really trust God? Do you really trust God? Because if you really trust God, then you'll wait on the Lord. And it doesn't matter what it looks like. It doesn't, because you know that God never breaks his promise. And if you don't know, then God said, try. Come taste. Come see. So start off with something small. Remember, they did it all the time. Well, how do I know it's you, Lord? That's part of the testing the spirits, right? And so they said, I forget. But it was one when he, remember he said, make the sheet. He's gonna lay the sheep skin out, and the ground be dry, and then the sheep be wet, the sheepskin be wet, and then the next day the sheepskin be wet and the ground be dry, so it's okay. Like, you can God, if you want me to do this, give me a sign, like, and God will give you a sign, and just I just hope this helps, family. We just, like, there's a lot of things like going on spiritually, and I just want everybody to just know that you have the power within you. You don't have to, like, financial setbacks, all that stuff is spiritual. Even if it's sickness, all that stuff is. Yes, we have to die here at 120. That's it. But look at Joseph. He said he was 80. He said, I feel as good as I did when I was 40. And then they saying, well, God not doing it again. God said, I am the Lord and I change not. But always, it's always because of your doubt and your disbelief that they don't get what they want. Ye of little faith. And if you ask or if you pray, don't waver, and then you'll be tossing to and fro like a ship in sea. That's like literally walking back and forth. I can do it. No, I can't. I can do it. No, I can't. You're not going to get nowhere. So you got to keep your faith. Don't turn back no matter what it looks like. Like, that's the important part. Have your faith. And make sure you have your relationship with God. That's the most important thing. That's the most important thing. Your relationship with your Creator. All right. I talked so long on this one, so I'll be back. Love you. Bye.